Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is episode 31 of my series on Kinlaig. We are back. This is my first time recording on here since I got back from FarmCon and my European trip and vacation and all that good stuff. Yeah, things are going well. I did a lot of contracts off camera yesterday, finished our harvest, so all of our fields are pretty much good to go. I had to put lime on these two fields, so that's all done. Yeah, everything's looking good. Oh, could be, grass is not ready yet, and it's getting ready to go into winter time, so we don't have to worry about that for a while. Cows are good. Don't need to worry about them. Once these guys reproduce again, we'll be able to sell those off, so that'll be good. So I got 5 months until then, though. Again, working on contracts. Stone picking's been an absolute moneymaker. We should have bought a stone picker a long time ago. Absolute moneymaker. I mean, we probably do $100,000 to $120,000 worth of stone picking contracts a year, which is crazy. So, yeah. Fish lakes are doing good. They got quite a bit of trout building up. Fermenting cells, almost done fermenting all the silage, and we can sell that. Offshore agriculture. So I did one thing a little bit different here. Obviously, we have some young salmon here. They're making salmon. That's all good. Plus, it's also, let's go visit it, actually. It's also should be spawning some stuff out here. Yeah, we got... And there I am in the water. Was not quite what I wanted to do. Can I get back up here? There we go. There we go. All right, so we got a lot of salmon coming out here, which is great. I have had the salmon from this guy set to distributing for a while. I just switched these over to distributing. Yeah, so what I did, I spawned in 40,000 liters of fish food and filled this up because these guys were distributing it to there as well, even though I didn't have that recipe active. We're not gonna use the fish food recipe. I just don't want to. I think this is just easy, and we're just gonna do it that way. So I just put that in there. We don't technically own that, but I did that to prevent the fish food we were making from going there and not being really useful for us. So that's what I did there. So just be aware of that. But yeah, we should. What do we have in storage? Actually, is a good question as well. 27,000 liters of oats, 11,000 of soy, 27,000 of sunflower. So we got quite a bit of stuff stored up there. We should probably bring some more oats down. It looks like these guys are starting to get a little low on oats. So that would be a good thing to bring down there. You're doing your thing. Yeah, here we go. Let's get some oats down there real quick. But yeah, farmyard's going great. Trying to keep things organized as much as possible. Yeah, I really like our progress. I really like where we're going with everything. So I am a happy camper when it comes to our farm. But yeah, so yeah, I brought you guys in here just because I was like, you know what, I'll give a quick update with where we're at. I don't know what we're going to get done today, to be honest with you. I don't know if I need to bring the... I'll just put the full lot in there, why not? Or at least a full trailer load. When do we get to sell our fish? That's kind of the main thing here. I need to look at again. I think it's April, isn't it? QRS, salmon. Oh, June, July. Okay, salmon, June, July. Trout, also June, July. Everything. So July looks like it's the month. So, July. We have a ways to go to get there. I don't know if we'll make it there. I'm assuming we'll get into springtime here soon and get going there. I know there's a lot of off-camera stuff I've been doing on this series, but it's mostly kind of rinse repeat as we slowly try to build up some of our money, which we're actually doing really good on money now. I did say I want to buy that, which, oh, how much is the cargo ship? Let's get this down over here. And we'll look into the cargo ship, because obviously we don't have a big influx of cash until... We'll still be making money off the contracts, don't get me wrong. But we don't have like a big influx in cash until July. So we got to make it a ways. Thankfully, we're not spending $5,000 a day on maintenance anymore. That has been an absolute blessing, which, I mean, if we look at it, how much are we spending on maintenance now? Property maintenance, my goodness. Yeah, because it actually was over $6,000 by the time we actually got there, so we're saving $5,000 a month. That is awesome. I can't believe we didn't do that sooner. And try to figure that out. But anyhow, it is what it is. We still have a lot of fish food sitting over here. That's why this one's full. So even though those are set to distributing, there's, I mean, this thing's been, yeah, we have a bit of abundance of fish food, which is a good problem to have. That's why these were distributing a lot also over to the offshore place, but I didn't want them to go there because that's not the goal of that, is to do it with fish food. So I'm trying to, fish food's kind of the big limiter that we got going. So I'm trying to save us as much as possible on that. But yeah, we'll get some oats in over here. Should take quite a few of these, and then I'll just keep this trailer over here for the time being. All right, we'll back up to here. Crazy how many hours you put on this. We bought this new, didn't we? It's got 67.7 hours on it. That is quite a lot. We have been really working the crap out of these guys. I would hate to repair this right now, but it's going to be quite expensive. All right, there we go. I'll turn that off, and then let's go over to here. Let's visit the boat shore. Cargo vessels 275. I hate that there's a transport cost. Why? Just include it in the price. Just say it's 25,000. Or say that one's 55,000 and that's 275. Just say that. It's stupid. But anyhow, so we are gonna have to buy that eventually. So 459. Let's say we're at 460 minus 275. That leaves us about $185,000 to play with. So we can spend about 150,000 on things if we'd like to. That's obviously a little too expensive for that. Could buy that. That's literally exactly the amount we have. But I think we'll hold off on expanding more farm stuff. I'd like to get bigger equipment first. Honestly, I'd love to get a bigger harvester. Harvesting, especially when we do contracts, that's kind of the thing that's our big slowdown right now, to be honest with you guys. And that's, which one do we own now? We own a bigger one than that? Oh, yeah, we own that, guys. We have a good harvester, don't get me wrong. Bigger capacity and more horsepower would be nice. It looks like we're going to start getting some really pricey harvesters. Yeah. I haven't really used a CH770 a whole lot. We could stick with the Kloss. We could get the Tucano. The Lexion's a bit big, I feel like, for this map in general. The Tucano wouldn't be bad. I would hate to see what would be the financing options on that. 6 months at 60,000 a month. What if we did like 2 years? 2 years would be at 15,950 a month. So what would that end up being total? How much extra would we pay? 15,950 times 24. We'd end up paying 382 for it. Versus 348. So that's not too much more, and it would give us access to that right away. But the other thing we have to think about, because we could finance that, and then 16,000 a month, we would have to get to July. So 16,000 times 10 months, that's 160,000 there. So we have to get some good contracts. We wanted to get that. We don't need it now. Actually, to be fair, we could buy this next harvest. So I don't know why I'm worried about that. We'll have more money by then. And then the other thing is headers. That's 7.7 meters. That's the one we're using now. Oh, I'd like to go wider on the header as part of the problem. Is there wider Kloss headers? 6 meters. I mean, there are, obviously. 9.3 meters. That one I'd be down for. 10.8. Would that be too much? 10.8 maybe? 12.3. Good lord. That one would be probably a little too much. Does that have a horsepower requirement? No, I just think that would be too much, though. 13.8 is obviously way too much. 10.8, I think we could get by with, because what do we have now? Where's ours that we have now? There's so much stuff in here. Let's just do this. This actually might be easier when looking for specifically a Kloss header. So just go in here to... Am I crazy? Where's Kloss? There it is. That was crazy. Okay, so those are too small. C510, that's 5.1 meters. 7.7. 7.7 is what we're using now. So, I mean, we could... That one would be no problem. I think we could push it and do... 12.3, I think, is too much. 10.8. How come the 12.3 is cheaper, though? That's what bothers me about that. It weighs only slightly more. Could we handle a 12.3 header? That would be insanity. We might want to test that to see before we buy it, but... Where's the Tucano at? That thing's got 381 horsepower. The one we got now has 270 potentially, but I doubt ours has 270. How much does ours have is actually another good question. Where are we at? Ours is 235. Yeah, so I mean, we're almost doubling that. Maybe not doubling, but we would be adding quite a bit of horsepower if we went with the Tucano. Where's the Tucano at? 381 compared to 235. Not quite double, obviously, but that's, over 150 horsepower more. So it could probably handle an extra... Because that would be 8 to 10 meters. If we went up... That was the one we were looking at, the 10-meter one. Or 12.3. Oh, I mean, that's an extra 4 meters. It's actually just over. It's an extra 4.5 meters. That's quite the wide piece of kit there, but we might be able to swing it. And then again, actually, another question. Is there any corn headers. There's definitely not. They're going to be better. That's the one we have now, 6 meters. That's honestly the one we really need to get. But what we could do, sorry, I know I'm shopping a lot, just kind of in here talking. I'm narrating a little bit of what I'm thinking. We could get, that's going to be too big. 9 meters, that would be fine. That'd be a good one for doing corn. And then if we could also get one of the special headers. Yeah, this guy, 12 meters, especially if we can do 12 meters on a grain header, we could do 12 meter helianthus header. That would really, really square things out for us. 5.7 meters at double the speed. It'd still be, I don't know. I don't know. We got some ideas. But for now, the next thing we'll need to get is, we'll need to get ourselves a boat. Oh, no, I keep jumping in the water. Quit going for a swim. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. I'll leave him there to keep unloading into there. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at next. So I don't think we'll get to where we'll sell stuff off in this episode. I guess we could buy another field. We should buy a field. That one, does it have something growing in it? Where is that at right now? Yeah, what does it have in there? It has wheat in there, doesn't it? Wheat is one of those crops that's just not helpful to us, is it? Do these things take wheat? They do. Which recipe requires wheat? Okay, wheat, soy, canola. We still have some canola in there. For both, I think for both of them, yeah. So that's an option. Why do we have sorghum in here? We should not have put sorghum in here. I wonder if it was a contract and this is where it had us deliver the extra one in for those. Because sorghum is not. This recipe is just a waste of everyone's time. Look how much crap you got to provide that too. That is a ridiculous amount of goods to get 100 fish food. That's a crazy recipe. Well, anyhow, I'm going to keep working. I just want to bring you guys in, kind of let you know where we're at. Yeah, so I'll see you guys here in a bit. It is spring, and there's a tornado on the horizon. I'm going to be pissed if that hits our fields, but it's okay. We're doing okay for now. A couple things I did off camera. One thing, if you remember from our productions from the offshore, I had to load this with fish food so it didn't distribute here. I did the same thing with young trout, so we don't actually own these young trout here. There's a ton of salmon. This thing has absolutely been killing it. Honestly, this thing, most of the salmon has to be distributed there. We're getting barely any young salmon anymore, which is a really good problem to have. Someday I hope to do that with the trout, but we're making progress. I've distributed as much as I could into these guys here in terms of our crops. I sold all of our silage. We got about $24,800 for that. I also had to buy 30 pallets of fish food overall over the time to keep this thing moving here. So yeah, fish food's obviously still a bit of our deficit. So that's why our money's gone down a little bit, but not too much. But we're doing good. We got a lot of trout there, or yeah, a lot of trout there, and we have, well, if we come over here, a lot of trout out here that I kind of pushed off to the side. Then if we go visit the offshore, so look here, first off, 12,000, so that's 6 more pallets of salmon if I visit. This is loaded with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 pallets of salmon out here, which is quite honestly a little ridiculous, but also awesome at the same time. I'm curious how I want to load these onto the boat. I've got a couple of experimental ideas, which might be kind of concerning to some of you. We don't need to worry about that necessarily right now, but I kind of think we should figure that out here soon. But yeah, let's talk about crops that we're going to plant. So, one thing we're going to do different is this field. This one's going to be sunflower still. This one's going to be, I think, soy. Because if we look here, we can use oat and soy the most. We're the lowest on oats technically because all of our soy and oat is gone, but I think we got a lot of oats off of that. So I think we'll plant, yeah, I think we'll because we don't need as many sunflowers because we have some extra sunflowers. So we still have 12,000 sunflowers, and they only go through 3,000 sunflowers total between both productions a month. So this is already 4 more months of sunflowers. We'll run out of the other stuff far before that. We honestly need another field, really. We do. I don't really want to buy a field and then plow it under. That's growing with oats, though, but that's quite the commitment to buy that. This is not technically ready to harvest yet. It'll be ready to harvest tomorrow. This field is the cheapest thing we can buy that's close to us. That, I think, would give us a really good ratio. So I'm tempted to buy it. I just don't know, because the wheat we're not going to harvest wheat until here, and we're not going to use the wheat for anything. So I would just need to plow it over, and we would do something else with the field. But what is the condition of that field as well? It needs lime. It doesn't need fertilizer. It needs plowing. So we just plow it under and then put lime down, and then we'd be good to go. Pretty much is what we do to that field. But that's not a bad idea. I'm honestly kind of tempted. I think we might work out what we're going to do with our shipping and stuff like that. I think we should buy this field and plow it under. I think we just should. I just think we kind of need that extra field there. So I think we'll buy that field. Well, I mean, we just did, so it's done. I just think we need it. So then what we'll do to kind of change things up compared to what we did last year. So obviously we did sunflowers in both of these. I think we're going to do soy, oats. These two will be oats. So I'll put oats in here. These are all going to be soy, and then just one field of sunflowers. I might, though, just to, like, how many is that? 2.15, 2.16. I think this might have slightly more field, so I don't know. One of those two will be sunflowers. In terms of crop calendar timing, we don't plant... What is it that we don't plant right now? Is it the soy? Yeah, soy we'll plant next month. So everything else can get planted now. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're sitting. So I want to get some planting done and things like that. So let's head over there. We're gonna figure out this because I'm wondering. Well, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna spoil it for the next episode. You could do some planting. You could run. I think this guy could run the seeder. I really think that they could. It'll throw down a layer of fertilizer at the same time as well. So, do we have enough seeds and things? I hope we do. Nope, not even close to enough seeds and things. We're gonna have to drive down to the store to get more of those. We honestly, you know what? I'm kind of tired of going down to the store to get things. I really am. We might look into... There's some cool constructibles in here. It's so expensive. Is there cheaper ones that I've installed? I wonder if there's cheaper ones I could look into getting, because I kind of want to get like a seed tank and stuff, but I want to use different ones, because I always use, obviously, the base game ones are there. And it's not, I don't care about the price necessarily, it's just kind of a big, bulky kind of thing. I don't know, maybe we get another one that looks a little bit more like our farm, so I might put a little break in here. I'll see what I can find, and I'll bring you guys back in a second. Okay, I got some ideas of what we can place down. Also, one thing to mention, too, our cows are killing it, and I don't know what we're going to do with all these cows, so actually we need to look into that, too. Because they're all going to reproduce. How much do these hold? They hold 5 each, so you could put 2 in here for reproduction, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, we still got to find a place for 13 of them, so... Oh, we got a lot of things to figure out. We might need another cow pen. We honestly might need another cow pen. We just flat out do, I think, need another cow pen. I'm going to just... Don't look, everyone. I'm just going to move this. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put it over here. It's a partial bale. We're just going to drop this bad boy into here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Getting that done there. Alright, that'll go in there. Well, I just want to turn this tractor off in a second. That way we're not just running the hours up for no reason here. And... there we go. Okay. So, yeah, because this guy's full, isn't it? So, yeah, 60, yeah. So, even if we move the babies out to those other pens, there still wouldn't be enough room in here for reproduction to occur. We have a problem. We have a problem. So we could get rid of those. But what will be placed down in their place is kind of the big question. One holds 25. We could do a cow pasture and make it larger, I suppose. This holds 50. This holds 50 cows? How much is that? 50 grand? I mean, I didn't really want to put another cow pasture over. Oh, we could do it right here, actually. Or maybe, or actually that, like this, like right up against the silo. Or the railroad. That's kind of a brilliant idea, is that not? Oh boy. That might be something we end up doing. So I'll think about that a little bit, but we got some ideas. 80 cows, how big is that one? Oh my goodness, that one's huge, but it's bigger and would hold a lot more. It's double the size though. I'd rather place 2 of the 50s down and do 100 cows, because we could do cows there and somewhere else. I think it would just fit better. I don't know. I'll figure that out. We have plenty of space. I'm I won't sell these guys just yet then. I was thinking about selling them, but I'll hold off. But what we can place down in the meantime is we need some different container dealios here. So you got some options. Fertilizer tank. So how does that look? It's not bad. I'm not sure if that's the one I want. It does lime. Should be some other ones in here too that I installed. I'm missing one here. Hopefully, yeah, no, it's not under tools. I wonder if it's under silos. Yeah, these guys here. So, okay, so I guess you can put seeds into them, but you'd have to buy the seeds in, which we could do that. To be fair, couldn't we? Options, cover, both. Control box. What is the control box? Is that? Oh, it's that control box right there. I see it. So that little thing right there, I bet. Yeah, okay. I don't think we need those things on it, but yeah, we could do something like that. There's a smaller one too, I thought. Yeah, this guy. 6,500 liters. That honestly would be enough as well. Though it might be nice to have a little bit more capacity for things. Because these will hold solid fertilizer and seed. So I guess we could do both in the same one. If we wanted to do that. That wouldn't be a bad thing, because it'd be a silo. I mean, I know I can use my silo over here, but I like to have, you know, a kind of a separate setup for that. So we'd still have to transport it, but we could go transport it, bring it back, and then we'd be good to go. So if I put that, you know, if I put like a couple of those in here, and they hold what, 18,000 liters? Yeah, if we loaded them up with both fertilizer and seeds, we wouldn't need fertilizer or seeds for a long time. If we got two and we did 18,000 each. I think that's kind of what I want to do. I'll place that down there, and then I'll place this one a little further away. So we got kind of our two tank setups there. There, I like that. They're not really in the way. They're kind of off to the side. We can easily use them. I think those are a great addition to the farm. And then what we can do is we can drive over with, well, where's the... Yes, here you are. We can drive this over to the store, and we can purchase our seeds and fertilizer. So if we do seeds, that's of course cheaper to do it this way. If we're looking for 18,000 liters total, if we buy 17 of these, that would be enough seeds to get us started. So that's 8. And this is 16. 17. Okay. That'll be enough for seeds. And then we'll be good on seeds for a while. I probably didn't need to buy that many because it's going to be way more than we need, and we're just burning through, you know, precious cash resources. But I am aware that we are probably going to be doing... Oh, crap. We don't have enough money to buy this ship anymore. Well, thankfully we don't need that until we go to sell stuff, I guess. So we could probably afford it when we sell off the baby fish. I didn't think about that. Hopefully we can get some contracts and we can bump that money back up. I might be careful. So we're not going to... Well, we need something to do for the cows, though, too. Oh, my gosh. We got so many issues to solve on this farm. Ridiculous. Okay, well... I tell you what, we're making progress. What I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to get our stuff planted, because I can do that. You guys have seen me plant and do that sort of stuff. I'll get our seeds brought back over to the farm. I'll get our fertilizer purchased, which we're going to need to purchase fertilizer anyway, so I might as well just, while you guys are here. It's so expensive. How much do we need? I think that's enough to start. We'll just try to keep it cheap. I'll bring that back. Yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. So... Yeah, cash is tight because I bought that field, but it's okay. It'll be worth it in the end. I'll get that field prepped and everything like that. And I think we'll call it an episode here. And that's kind of where we'll start going next episode. So, yeah. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel. And turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.